Well, that most politicians lie at least some of the time. I don't think that's a good thing. I think people should be generally honest, even to a fault. Um, yes, there are certain circumstances where lying, I think, is necessary. It's kind of on a continuum of self-defense and violence. So it's like if you're gonna, if the Nazis come to your door and ask you if you've got Anne Frank in the attic, I think it's okay to lie to them. Um, but Trump, arguably there's never been a person that anyone could name in human history who's lied with that kind of velocity. And he was just a blizzard of lies, great and small, to pointless and effective. But it it says something uh, fairly alarming about our society that a person of that character got promoted. And so, yes, I have compassion and concern for half of the society who didn't see it that way, and that's going to sound elitist and smug or something for anyone who's on that side listening to me. But it's genuine. I mean, I understand that like I barely have I'm like one of the luckiest people in the world, and I barely have the bandwidth to pay attention to half the things I should pay attention to in order to have an opinion about half the things we're going to talk about, right? So how much less bandwidth does somebody who's working two jobs, or a single mom who's raising multiple kids, even a single kid? It's unimaginable to me that people have the bandwidth to really track this stuff. And so then they jump on social media and they get inundated by misinformation, and they see what their favorite influencer just said, and now they're worried about vaccines. And we're living in an environment where our information space becomes so corrupted, and we've built machines to further corrupt it. We've built a business model for the internet that further corrupts it. So it is just it's chaos in informational terms, and I don't fault people for being confused and impatient and at their wits' end. And yes, Trump was an enormous fuck you to the establishment, and that was understandable for many reasons.
To me, Sam Harris, the great Sam Harris, is somebody I've looked up to for a long time.
Waiting for the moment where it requires some thought. I mean, it took up. I don't know how many podcasts I devoted to the topic. It wasn't that. I mean, it wasn't that many in the end. Against the number of podcasts I devoted to other topics. But there are people who look at Trump and just find him funny, entertaining, not especially threatening. Like it's just good fun to see somebody who's like just not taking anything seriously, and it's just putting a stick in the wheel of business as usual again and again and again and again. And they don't really see anything much at stake, right? It doesn't really matter if we don't support NATO. Doesn't really matter if he says he trusts Putin more than our intelligence services. None of this it doesn't matter if he's on the one hand saying that he loves the leader of North Korea, and on the other threatens to bomb them back to the Stone Age.